Hi and welcome to the video. In this video, we will take an overview of the Epic in Agile product management. Okay, so here we have the contents. First, we will take an overview of the Epic, then key characteristics of an Epic, then third example of an Epic, then number four, why use Epics. Then in the last number fifth, we will have a summary. So first overview of the Epic. Here we have the definition of Epic. So, in agile project management, an epic is a large, high level piece of work that is too big to be completed in a single sprint. Okay. Okay. So, in agile project management, an epic is a large, high level work item that represent a significant feature or iterative that cannot be completed in a single sprint. It is essentially a big user story that is too broad to be worked on in its entirety during a short sprint and needs to be broken down into smaller, more manageable units called user stories. Okay. So next we have the key characteristics of an epic. So here you can see characteristics. So first one is the uh, broad in scope. Okay. So Epic represent a large feature or functionalities that provide a value but are too extensive to be completed in one iteration. Means they sprint, so they typically spend multiple sprints. So after that, we have the decomposed into user stories. So since epics are too large to complete in a single sprint, so they are broken down into smaller and more manageable user stories. So these user stories are a specific task that can be completed within a single sprint. Then next we have high level overview. Okay, so an epic is a you can say high level summary of the feature or requirements. So it defines the what rather than a how. Okay, so the detail of how the feature will be implemented are worked out through the user stories. Next we have the long term goal. So epic are often tied to large item objectives or business goals. As such, they may span several sprints or even the entire life cycle of a project. So number fifth, we have the progressive detailing. So over time, the epic is refined as more details are added. So typically during the backlog refinement or grooming session, where the epic is broken into smaller user stories. Okay. Next, we have this example of an epic. So here is the sample. Epic implement the shopping cart features. Okay. So after that, we have the corresponding user stories. So you can see here the user story one. As a user, I want to add items to my cart. User story two. As a user, I want to view the items in my cart. Then user story three. As a user, I want to proceed to the checkout. Okay. Okay. Why use Apex? Okay, so benefits of the using Epic. So first one is the organize large features. So Epics allow teams to organize and manage large features that would be overwhelming to work on all at once. Okay, so second we have the maintain focus on a big picture. So, by working with the Epic, the team can maintain a focus on a large goals while still being able to execute smaller tasks in each sprint. Number third, we have the flexibility. So, as the work progresses, the Epic can evolve and their priorities can be adjusted based on the feedback or changing requirements. So in the last we have here the summary. So in summary, an epic is a large body of the work that is broken down into smaller actionable user stories, helping teams manage bigger features and aligning a long-term goals with the agile approach. Okay, so I hope everything's clear related to the epic. So thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video.